I just had a lot of things to talk about. Um, I think I'm going off a dark path, and I at least want to have some reassurance of the fact that I have the choice not to take it. I have a solid support system. I have great friends. I have great company. But in the event that they aren't there, the thoughts come back. And of course, there was a last straw. Um, Something happened, and then another thing happened, and the final straw was, I don't know. I was taken aback by this type of situation because it got me to a point where I started vaping, and um, it's a very touchy subject because I haven't really habitually vaped for the past, how long has it been? 4 or 6 months, within that time frame. And I don't want to go down that road again. So of course I have to cold turkey again. Not a single puff ever again type stuff. Like I just want to keep my mind off it. At least when it comes to drinking, um, I'm gonna be able to at least set the record straight. Well, not really set the record straight. It's just a better. It's like a better band-aid solution over vaping because I've seen what it does to the fucking lungs. It makes it look like a cotton ball. For fuck's sake. So, in lieu of this whole like on the topic of substance, I just hope that the great reset happens once the school year ends. I don't have a lot of extra work anymore. And when I get to do the work, I do it with passion. I do it with a lot of drive. And, you know, I get to go to work and I love doing it. Because that is how I operate. Now, a buddy of mine told me, why can't you just be human? This is it. This is my most human that I can be. As much as I followed the frameworks that I've set, like the whole goal setting thing where, oh, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, where I treat myself like a corporate entity in terms of goal setting, where I have quarterly goals, which is a proactive solution. And then, of course, treating my dating timeline as like as if it's a sports athlete type situation where it's a seasonal thing where in the off season I'm actively gonna try to focus on working on my physical health, my mental health, and all the works, all the attributes I need to be a better player. And a better player meaning, I'd be a better match for potential matches. And then again, there's the preseason where, I look into people or the people I'm attracted with, girls specifically. I just had to put that there for the record. Big fan of women, ABGs, whatever. That was for the memes. I'm sorry, but like just a a woman that I can talk to. Like that's the whole thing of dating, and that's the preseason. And then we go to um, March Madness. That's the play-ins, the play-in stage where, oh, I'm trying to get like a top seed or whatever. Like I don't know what the equivalent of that is, but it's probably like, oh, uh, a top talking stage, whatever. And then after that, it's the playoff season where, okay, talking stage is done. I will do something about it. I will ask them out. I will ask her out. And then that's it. It's a very solid timeline because if the date doesn't work, like I just need to fuck it up once, and I'm out of the game. Like Lakers during the first round of the playoffs, because that's what happened. I had a date. um, told me like, "Hey, this is not gonna work. I don't see you romantically or whatever." And then, bam, that was it. It's gone. And yeah, that's the ideal timeline. And I'm really reflecting on what my buddy of mine said, where to be human, you know, like I acknowledge the fact that I make mistakes, and I'm probably building up an eating disorder again, similar to something I've had before, where I stress eat, I binge eat, and it's a way for me to cope and all that. But I don't want it to happen anymore. I want something to change, but I keep putting it off because I don't put myself first. Because there's a lot of work to do. And I get it. I always love work. I always love doing the job. But it's not serving me right anymore. The moment that I'm not being treated well, the factor of respect just isn't there anymore. And, you know, the work simply just isn't working. And that's something that I've been really thinking about. Fast forward to today, I guess. I don't know what we were fast forwarding to. There was no chronological order there. I'm just at the point where I need to seek professional help because I know something is wrong with me. Like I just need somebody to talk to because my values, I have to rework on my values, and um I have to fix the trauma brought on from my ex. I wouldn't say trauma, but like it brought out a lot of negative behavioral patterns that I need to address because okay, I've fully recognized it, but I need to find a proactive way to mitigate it, or best case scenario, remove it from myself forever, because it's gonna be like a cancer if I don't treat it, you know? And just like cancer, there has to be some sort of chemotherapy aspect to it where the treatment works, but it hurts like a really huge bit. And I don't know. It's I have to stop being unwell. Maybe I'm ruminating, or maybe, I'm just talking about myself too negatively. But I have to address this. Back in computer engineering, back when there was so much work, I had like so many major subjects. Even the gen ed subjects were a bit rough to keep up with. It was at a point where, you know, at least it got quiet. And now, I'm in communications. I'm still trying to work out the process of the fact that I shifted a whole 10, 20-year plan was just gone like that. I have to figure I have to figure out my part in this huge blob of uncertainty. I have so much mind fog. Like, if we're talking render distance, I'm only seeing two, three chunks here, bro. Back in the day, I used to have a lot of foresight. Like, I just know when the next step is. Like, that was a peak prime year for me. And now I'm experiencing one new low after another. And something has to change. And I'm glad I have a support system because that's where I get I get a lot of solid advice. I get a lot of reassurance, some affirmations, all that stuff. But I get the value from progress. I don't get value from motivation, from this, from advice, or from validation na, oh, I'm doing okay. I am hardwired to think that if I am taking a step forward, it feels rewarding. Because no matter how verbal it is, like whenever I get words of motivation, affirmation, whatever, it's not gonna work. I have to do actionable steps. I have to be proactive about stuff just to make sure that it works. And of course, this video is about the relapse that I've had, and I don't want to say, oh, it's just gonna be one time. The actionable step is to not take action of the fact that I'm not gonna grab that vape juice again or vape whatever, because I know down the road I'm not gonna be the person that I've always wanted to be when I always have that around or in my pocket. And I'm probably gonna cough like crazy the day after, like after this. So, you know, I just hope I'll be okay. And I hope somebody finds this account. But I'm not gonna advertise it. I'm not gonna fucking promote it. I have to make sure that the people who find this will reach out. Like, hey, this isn't engagement farming. This is somewhat a cry for help. Okay, maybe it is engagement farming, but not in the sense where like I'm trying to do a kaizenat over here. No, it's not that. I'm just in a very difficult spot, and I acknowledge that, I see it, and I want to get out of it before it's too late. Because I've ballooned in weight over the past 2 or 3 months. It's very unhealthy, and if I keep going down this road, I will have pre-diabetes symptoms. Um, my gout will relapse because it's in remission right now. It's never gonna go. It's never gonna flare up again because I always watch what I eat. Um, albeit it's weird because I've been gaining a lot of weight, but um, trying to keep the uric acid levels down, being hydrated, and all that sort of stuff. Those things. And I just want to take a step forward. Maybe talking it out is a good thing, but it's just gonna be a band aid solution. I might have to go to university and talk, like get an appointment. I'm gonna be there at least Friday, anyways. I'm not entirely sure. So, yeah, I think that's all I have for now. No more vaping. We'll probably switch to alcohol, but not too much. Or, you know, start working out. Maybe 10 push ups. Let's see how far that will go. Yeah, pretty much it. Thank you for listening to Yapatron 3000. That's all.